The year is 2024, and I've decided to revisit an old game in my Steam library. Peaking at an all-time of 45,000 players, and currently only 10,000 playing. This is Hunt Showdown. God damn, man, it's been a while since I played this fucking game. The main thing I just remember from this game was just how fucking spooky it was. Like, it freaked me out at times, especially playing solo, like right now. Man, it's scary as fuck. What do they got for DLCs? What do they got? What do they got for us? Or does this make this kind of like pay to win? Ah shit, this is a bit fucked up. No one of those games unless I slide down. See, the problem with this game is like, because I'm in OCE, we get fuck all players. We get actually fuck all players, especially it's currently 1 PM on a Monday. So the amount of players on it is going to be fucking nothing. Alrighty. This game still looks as spooky as anything. What's this? Ah, that's right. And you go to the clues. Shit, there's 2 monsters on the map, meaning there's a high chance there's players. Playing this solo was always like the most difficult thing as well. Just the bosses, ridiculously hard to go up against. By yourself especially. But it's just fights, you know, the 2v1s, the 1v3s, they're all... None of them are nice. What the fuck is going on down there? There's a cluster of them. Sneaky. Sneaky. Easy first kill. Easy first kill. What's crazy is this game's like basically, oh, it's almost 6 years old now. I think it came out 2018, sometime February. It's almost 6 years old. Holy shit! Like this is wild. And it's a pretty good looking game for 6 years old. Arguably, it's not the best looking game, but you know, I wouldn't complain. Yeah, I wonder if there's gonna be any players, because as I said, there's like 10,000 players currently playing, which is fuck all. And did I just hear a shot? That's an explosion, meaning there's people. But if it's groups, I'm gonna get absolutely destroyed. What the fuck? Oh, this bitch, man. I remember this bitch. She was always the worst. Like those things, they do the green health and they poison you and they hurt heaps and oh, it's just absolutely painful. Alright, we'll try the dusters. Come on. Easy as 1, 2, 3, motherfucker. My fear is if there is actually people playing, like presumably there's people here, they're all gonna be fairly decent, I imagine. Because like you wouldn't be playing on a Monday for no reason. And try to stop me on the stairs. Whoop. Whoop. Comic ass looking shit falling down the stairs like that. Sliding down the stairs, more might I add. The game hasn't really changed much. Like I feel like there's probably some more guns or more attachments or more abilities or something. Because I don't remember what the stalker thing is. I don't remember seeing this at all. But the overall gameplay, like it all kind of feels the same still. Which arguably isn't a bad thing, but like, you know, it'd be nice for a little bit of a change, but I guess like, I don't know, you're moving and stuff feels a bit weird, like, you don't strafe fast, you don't slide, like, or maybe I'm a little bit biased, because, well, I've just been playing Apex recently, so, you know, sliding around, moving really quickly, yeah. So this is just a bit of a slow pace. This guy was always so fucking annoying to verse. God, I have toggle crouch on. I just realized that. I was like, oh fuck. I need to turn that shit off. Can you shoot the smoke? I can't even remember. I'm gonna say no. Oh man, I'm doing fuck all damage to him. Yeah, I don't think you can hit the fog or the smoke at all. See, now this was the problem. Because if you're running in OC in a small lobby, and then you're stuck here, especially solo at the moment, I'm stuck here fighting this boss who has way too much health for a solo player to just take on. It's just gonna take forever. And it's whether or not, like, I can actually just do the damage. And he moves so fucking quick. Why have I got this annoying one? Spider is arguably probably more annoying, but the dude they got, the one that's banishing right now, that guy's not too hard. It's just a big ass body and you just shoot it. It's easy, you just sit in a doorway. This guy on the other hand, moving mad. Fear is someone's gonna come up behind me, but I dare say not. Unless the other team goes for a double banish. Yeah, fuck off the boss. I'll try to catch them. If they've got dark side, they can see me. Yeah, so I feel like this game like was fun for a period back when it first came out, but like nowadays it's not bad. It's not a bad game. It's pretty good. Gets a little bit bland. You need a little bit more exciting things to it. The map, still the exact same. Like, what feels pretty much the same. There's probably some differences. I don't know. It just has a similar feel to it at least. There's a very high chance the skill here is going to be very unbalanced, and I'm going to get absolutely fucked. So even times like now, like I'm playing solo, like granted, like it is a little bit more boring solo. Well, I guess more of a challenge as well. But, like, I'm not fighting anybody. Like, obviously, I'm in OCE, so there's short servers. But I think overall, there's only like 12 or so players in a lobby, usually. Which is actually fuck all. What the hell was that? I was not even really focusing. I was trying to talk, man. Well, now I'm a bit short on health, but we'll live, I guess. I'll live with it. Probably won't even end up running into these guys at this rate. But as I was saying, like, I'm playing solo, granted. I'm in OC as well, so it's like double bad, but like, surely you run into people. There should be at least maybe 2-3 teams at each banishing thing if there's 2 on the map. And like, it's just, yeah. It's where this game really falls off, because sometimes you can get some very boring games. And I get it in, like, some other extraction shooters, because this is somewhat classed as an extraction shooter, but I like to say more maybe a battle royale kind of vibe, but a bit of both. Like, other extraction shooters, yeah, you'll go in sometimes, and you'll have pretty uneventful missions, but 9 times out of 10, you'll have the opportunity to whether or not push towards shots, heaps of shots, or push towards, I don't know, something. Because even when you played the cycle, or even when you played Tarkov, you know, you could go for really safe runs. But you could also go towards shots that you constantly hear every game. This game is significantly smaller than Tarkov, so, you know, play count is obviously an issue in this part. Compared to... They're banishing him? How the fuck? When? Surely they would have ran straight across the middle. And I was there. Jesus Christ. Alright, well, I'm going back, I guess. But, like, Hunt Showdown 2024, it's not bad. It's a bit outdated now, though. Like, it still gets a pretty heavy play count. Granted, like, I'm sure it's fun, especially in the US, when you got decent play counts constantly, and you know, you got people on the servers, but it's hard to play in the OC. It's hard for a lot of games, honestly. Any small games, or, like, if SteamDB is saying it's raking in around that 10k mark, maybe 10k less, say, it's a struggle sometimes in OC. It is definitely a struggle. Because, like, even though, like, especially in Australia, like, even though it says 10k players, those 10k players could be the, I could be wrong here, the East Coast, I'm going to say, is the further one, maybe West Coast, one of the two. But it could be the other coast. One of the coast, at least. And so, you know, it's not actually 10k players in OCE either. There's probably only 2k players. And then when it says highest peak, there's probably only 1k players, because obviously it's bedtime for us. Like, I still think the game looks great. It still operates pretty well. Like, the game mechanics, like, it all is functional. It doesn't feel buggy. Nothing like that, but it feels a little bland. I do remember it kind of being like this. Obviously, when I first played it, it was a bit more popular. In the period I was playing it at least. And so that was better, because play counts were higher, and we're getting games pretty frequently. And, you know, we're not matchmaking for 5 to 10 minutes. But nowadays, it's definitely a struggle for sure. Is that a person? Nope, that's the bell. Just to load the shit out of him. Oh, I'm definitely gonna die here. Oh, didn't even get a chance. Didn't even get a chance. Oh, shotgun. A sniper with a scope would be nice. But like a game like that, right? Like that round, I found fuck all. I had a couple shots, but I went to the bounty, and I was just like, I couldn't beat the bounty. I'm on my own. I could have got near the end, but then they would have pushed me near the end. So, you know, I tried to push them, and then I pushed back, and one thing leads to another. I'm outmanned. I'm pushing 1v2. They have a better advantage. It's difficult for sure. Here we go again, eh? Oh! Already some shots. Okay. Game plan, just go straight to the shots this time. Because, you know, last time was a bit fucking annoying. My guns this time, okay. Not silenced, but okay. I've got a scope. So I mean I can play a bit more of the range game. But I think the shots were this way. Definitely this way. I'm gonna scare these crows. Unless I can cross this way. But yeah, last game was a bit painful. A bit more of an eventful gunfight would be nice. For sure, for sure. But still, like, it's just... Yeah, the game's a bit dead. Like, it's hard to say it's dead. Because from my standpoint, it is. Because of being an OCE, obviously, but... It's such a hard game to continue playing. Like, it's fun. Concept is great. And there's a game coming out, somewhat soon. It's sometime this end of year, I think. Called Beautiful Light. Concept, fairly similar. It's a bit more of an extraction shooter than this, but it's very heavy on the whole horror front. So it's like a extraction shooter with a whole horror aspect to it. Similar-ish to what this is, but like obviously it's modern day guns. It's you know, it's a bit graphics I would say are overall a little bit better. Gunfight's a bit more fast paced. It's yeah, I would definitely say it's a little bit better, for sure. I would definitely say it holds some much better qualities than this game. Let's close that. Shots are nearby. Shots were that way, but I've got to go that way. Isn't great. I could try and wait at the banish thing. Like I could try and wait at the monster, because at the end of the day, everybody's gonna go that direction, right? But still, it's a little annoying. Looking at all the recent like graphs and stuff like that of the play counts, it is kind of on that down. It's on a decline at the moment, for sure. Dropping down from its 45. Ever since it hit that, it's kind of just been going down by, you know, we're down at 30, and then now it's down to 20, and then yeah, now it's down to about 10 at the moment. But the 24-hour peak was still about 24, I think it was. And it's a pretty good number for any game to really hold. Like, holding 10, 20,000 people is incredible, you know, for any game. But I think back in 2018, this game would have been, like, this game was a bit more of the tourist. It was better. It was, I don't know, it was just more up to par back then. But nowadays it's like, I don't know. It's difficult, you know. It's very difficult because it's not really up to standard with many of the games these days, and just like the gameplay is a little bit. Look, it's slow. I think that's where it falls a little bit short. A lot of games you see these days hold a very high-paced kind of aspect to it, but this, it's a little bit slow, which isn't a bad thing. You know, lots of players do like the slow kind of gameplay. The gradual, you know, you get there, you wait out, you camp kind of thing. But even the gunfights, like, I'm not too sure about it. Like, it's a bit difficult for sure. Like for myself, I have enjoyed it. The whole horror aspect, I enjoyed heaps. I thought the horror aspect was sick because, like, even playing it now, sometimes I get a little bit spooked because it's just, I don't know, the atmosphere, the ambience, everything is just a little bit spooky. But yeah, it's definitely lacking some certain qualities that other big games have nowadays, and that this just is can't really compete with. But being out for 6 years now and still, you know, retaining a decent player count is, you know, an achievement from any developer, any publisher. Yeah, will this game keep going? Will they try to do a sequel, or will they try to do something? It's very questionable. I think for sure it's still a fun game, and in the US especially, like, you'd still get decent player counts and it'd be quite easy to play the game, but just in Australia, it's difficult, man. It's not really a game to be playing, just because it's so hard to find games with full lobbies, and then yeah, there's just difficulties. Now the monster's here. Shots are that direction, but the monster's here. So I'm considering I might just wait it out. Yeah, even just some basic things like the UI, it's not bad, but it's a little bit iffy at times. And it doesn't look amazing, and like the swapping between weapons can sometimes be a bit delayed, and yeah, there's definitely some fine ironing out that it could do, but at the end of the day, it's still not a bad game. It's still pretty good, but yeah, just these days, I can see it continuing to decline. I am aware though that the fan base behind it is still pretty big. People still love this game, and I am one of those. Like I will play it every now and then, but it's just, yeah, as I keep saying, it's difficult to find games, no players, nothing. Now we play the waiting game, I guess, using it as bait, eh? Using the monster as bait. I might just fire a couple shots in a second, just to kind of give a sense of direction to the other players. See if that does the trick. I think the only real main reason this game has kind of survived is kind of like, it's in the category of extraction shooters, but it's still kind of also like a battle royale, so it kind of has that aspect of you land in, you kind of try to win, and it's that battle royale aspect that I think has kept it going. Because in terms of an extraction shooter, it's not that great. Like, yes, you do extract with, you know, the banish, the tokens you get from killing the big dudes, but it's still, yeah, it's just, it's not like other extraction shooters like Tarkov where you try to get new guns or new this or new that or new that or different items, and even the cycle was like that, you know, you try to get better weapons, better armor, better things. And then even when you kill people in this, you don't often pick up their guns. Sometimes you do, but like the most valuable thing is usually the character they're playing. It's like the traits they have or the ability they have. But like, yeah, it's never really the weapons that is important, especially to loot. Usually the players, like the character they're playing is the valuable thing, but obviously you can't loot that, so. I could see a sequel to this game coming, but I think what really needs to happen is like, if a big update happened with a new map or like, granted the map has probably changed a little bit, but like, I'm just saying a full overhaul of the game. Might be a bit interesting to see, or even if they did a sequel and it's just in the modern era, more or less, so like it's modern guns, modern everything. But you know, the western, like the western kind of feel is a nice little touch. Gives it that bit of a unique feel. But yeah, the general aesthetic, like back in the western, is like, look at it. Even like the furniture, it's that old. You know, it is nice nowadays to have some of these pieces of furniture in your house, but the old style, the houses and just the wallpapers, the roofs, the building, how it all looks, it already kind of looks a bit creepy, especially when there's a layer of dust over it. Even then, just like, yeah, the farms, the horses, the hay bales, all the, I'm gonna say primitive stuff that's still around. It does add that nice horror feeling to it. Like, it's even more horror-like. But it's a bit harder to achieve that in modern day horror FPS games, at least. Anyway, yeah, as I was saying, like, I think when Beautiful Light does come out, it will probably take a large majority of the player base from this, I think, because there's the general similarities in them is, well, uncanny for sure, but it's like the similarities is pretty crazy. You got similar concepts, like a Beautiful Light, you go into extract artifacts against anomalies, which is the horror aspect, and this is zombies. And this, you try to banish these dudes that have, obviously, a token, or whatever you want to call it, artifact, that you take back and extract with it. Similar thing in Beautiful Light, you know, you have to get past all the anomalies to get to the artifact, which is difficult to get, because, obviously, the anomalies are in the way. The stages to getting it as well, like, you have to go through a couple things to get there, but yeah, so even like this, like, obviously I'm playing it pretty safe because I'm a single person, and this guy looks to be as well. But the fact that it's just like, you know, I've probably ran into the one dude who's also a single player, and that's it. So yeah, it's a bit hard to love this game so much, or just to play it often. Like, I can play in the high times, like, which is the afternoon, but even then it's still kind of hard to find games. I get it, like, when I say it's repetitive, it's hard because battle royales and extraction shooters are just overall like repetitive. But this has that, there's no, like, there's not that many layers to it, I'd like to say. Compared to some games, some extraction shooters, there's layers to it, you know, like, obviously you want to get the best guns and whatnot in Tarkov, or you want to get Link in the Cycle, same thing, best guns, whatever, best loot, best quality, all that kind of lot. But in this, it's kind of like, you don't really have to get the best weapons. I'm aware there are some which are good to get, legendary weapons, but at the same time, it's not really anybody's ideal. It's not really advertised either to kind of get it, because like, you wouldn't really know about it unless you really looked. Is that back at the banishing dude? Jesus, I am so confused. The shot sounds that direction. Yeah, but I don't know, man. Like, I don't mind this game. It is a nice game, and I've had it in my library for whatever. Basically since the release. It was a bit after release, I think. I think I bought it in 2019. But it's like, I've never came across it and said like it was bad. Never thought it was bad at all. What is going on over here? I just ran from there. It's definitely this direction. Big fight happening. Like, I never really say this game's bad, because it isn't. Overall, it's a pretty good game, but there are some things to keeping players it really needs to do. Because I think with the next wave of games coming out this year, I feel like this will be one of the games that to copy the worst. Yeah, so I have a feeling this year, I think this game is going to copy the worst, and I think we'll see it. It might potentially disappear. One thing to really take into consideration as well is the like, I haven't even thought of it yet, but it's the price point. This game is a tad expensive, like 60 Australian dollars, or I think it's 59, whatever. But like 60 Australian dollars is an expensive price point, and it's difficult for a game to, you know, if you want to try to get a play base back, it's hard to be at that price. Obviously, it discounts pretty heavily during its times, but even then, it's pretty like, yeah, I think asking $60 is a pretty big it's a pretty big ask for this game. I think back in 2018, semi-reasonable, because it was of the quality of the time, and also there weren't many games, and this was still coming in, and like, yeah, so back then, sure, reasonable, but nowadays it's a bit hard for an ask. Alright, ladies and gents, there isn't much happening here, so I might try to attempt to fight this. Probably drastically fail, because I can't even kill that guy with a single shot. Yeah, there's not much going on. There's like one dude in the vicinity. I don't know where he is. He's chilling somewhere, hiding. But I think I've kind of got off the point that I really wanted to make. Like, this game good still, you know. It's still of somewhat quality, and it's, you know, kind of still fun. But the fact that, you know, $60 asking point with 10,000 players, it's a bit hard. And I think we will see this game probably gradually decline or fall end of this year. That kind of scared the shit out of me, actually. Like, with other games, especially other extraction shooters coming out this year. You got Arc Raiders, Beautiful Light technically being one of them. Grey Zone as well is coming. Yeah, I think some of those games may ask $60 or $50, and those are probably more reasonable because they're a bit more up to date, newer engine, better looking, better overall quality most likely. But it's just, yeah, I don't think we'll see this game get past 2024. Or if we do, it's the play count is going to be significantly low. Now that's probably the time someone's going to come. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for sticking around, listening to what I thought of this game. But I do want to recommend for people to go and get it. But it's a bit hard to ask these days. It is fun to give it a shot, but $60, or I assume in the US it's probably about $30, is not like, it's not a bad idea. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace, people.